Fusion Link Festival is here, and there's hardly any malice in sight, which means it's time for Trick Stars! Let's go burn our opponent's life points. Oh, ho, ho, ho. Alright, duel number 1. This is an awesome hand. I got both Trickstar Light Stage and Candina. Because I have 2 starters, I like to go through a Trickstar combo that burns my opponent for a decent chunk, even before the turn starts. It might not seem like much since it isn't enough to win or anything, but Trickstar can actually do big chunks of damage after they get some of their Link monsters out, so any damage done in turn 1 is valuable. Trickstar Holly Angel is often overlooked because of how Trickstar Noble Angel overshadows her, but Holly Angel still has a place in Trickstars for getting the early burn damage out. Because Trickstar is summoned so much, Holly Angel gets to keep burning my opponent. Ho 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 ho! Ever since Trickstars got their new support, they actually don't need to run cards like Dark Room of Nightmare or Chain Summoning anymore. Trickstar Bandramatis and Trickstar Noble Angel have been great additions to Trickstar's consistency, even though the deck became more combo heavy. This is pretty good. My opponent's down to 5,600 life points, and I have a decent amount of interruption with my traps and Noble Angel. Well, this sucks, but at least I can chain a few of my traps. Alright, so my opponent's playing Branded. I know that if I'm gonna win this duel, I need to beat them by my next turn because Branded's grind game is far better than Trickstar. At this point, my main form of interruption is through Noble Angel, which I'm surprised my opponent didn't get rid of using Spell Card Soul Exchange. So I'm pretty much forced into using my Noble Angel's effect now since Dramaturge is going to negate her. It wasn't an ideal time to destroy something, but it's still something. No one ever expects battle hand traps these days, but pulling it off is awesome. Go, Trickstar Coralbane! I'm not worried about Mirror Jade's destruction effect because I have Trickstar Festival in my grave, which protects Trickstar extra deck monsters. Things aren't looking good for me. My opponent has interruptions and I pretty much have to win this turn. How do you feel about getting Harpy's Feather Dustered? Ho 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 ho. So my opponent's at 4,000 life points, and my Lilybell just got banished, so there's only one last resort. I don't do this play too often, but go! Trickstar Foxglove Witch! Nice, I baited in the gate. Foxglove Witch's on-field effect wasn't the important part because it's her floating effect that matters. Crashing Foxglove Witch also triggers Kochika's burn and also summons a boosted Holly Angel. Go, Holly Angel! Woohoo! I won! Alright, duel number 2. This isn't the best starting hand, but I did open with Trickstar Light Stage. I really didn't want to use Callbiter Grave since that would also shut down my own Ash Blossom next turn, but I really needed Light Stage's Surge. Getting hit with Fulos actually sucks for Trickstars because they summon a lot from the extra deck. I decided to just bring out Trickstar Noble Angel so I still have some interruption without summoning too much. Alright, so I'm probably versing Blue Eyes Primite. Although they don't have their annoying synchros in this event, the Primite engine still makes them pretty consistent. I'm fast forwarding a bit because my opponent is mainly going through some mixture of Blue Eyes, Primite, and of course, Fiendsmith comboing. I have to interrupt Fiendsmith Engraver now, so it can't use its Ignition effect, and I also get to destroy True Light. But my opponent still has their normal summon, and now they can go into their Blue Eyes combo. My Ash Blossom is sadly just sitting in my hand because of the Callbiter Grave last turn. I bring out Trickstar Lycoris to try to burn more life points because every bit helps. At this point, I have no more interruptions, so all I could do is wait for my opponent to finish their turn. I'll either get destroyed this turn or I'll have next turn to make a comeback. Alright, so I survived, though things aren't looking too good for me. My opponent's down to 4,700 life points and I have to win this turn. I use Light Stage's effect to force my opponent to use their Destruction Trap, which would have been annoying to deal with. I might as well use Fulos now since he'd just be sitting in my hand. My opponent has Primite Roar in the graveyard, so my first normal summon monster would be removed, but Candina's effect can still go off. Go, Candina! With no monsters on my field and with no more normal summons, it might seem like Trickstars can't do much, but there's still hope. Go, Trickstar Live Stage! Trickstar Live Stage is really awesome because when behind, it adds a card to my hand from the grave and also brings out 2 tokens. I need to be careful here not to target the Blue Eyes monsters because of the Neo Blue Eyes Ultimate Dragon in the grave that would destroy my monster if I did. It's a good thing my opponent has some non-Blue Eyes monsters on the field. Go! Trickstar Bandramatis! And this is where Trickstars are great at chunking life points. Go, Noble Angel! Woohoo! I won! Alrighty, duel number 3. I have no starters, but at least I have Droll and Lockbird and Ghost Mourner as interruption. Ghost Mourner is pretty neat since it can burn my opponent's life points, while Droll is great for pulling off the infamous Droll reincarnation combo. I grab Trickstar Diffusion so I can at least fusion summon after Kolchika gets sent to the grave and pray that I don't get destroyed. Alright, so my opponent is playing Shaddoll. Honestly, I think the main strength of Shaddoll comes down to summoning Winda and floodgating my summons. What's a bit funny is that I think my opponent forgot that Winda also floodgates them as well, so no Fiendsmith combo for them. I was really hoping to fusion summon my Trickstar Bandramatis for a search, but now I'm in a tough spot. I pretty much have nothing and I need to draw some starters. Nice, I got Cantina. I was a bit confused as to why my opponent didn't just use their interruption on Light Stage's activation, but it was enough for me to search a card. I figured that Winda is actually helping me by floodgating my opponent as I am already behind. I also keep Lacrima on the field since she has a floating effect. My only real play now is to survive a turn, so I grab Coralbane for battle interruption. I have to use Ghost Mourner here or else Engraver will use this ignition effect to get rid of my monster. And as usual, no one expects the battle hand trap. Go, Coralbane! What's neat is that Ghost Mourner and Kolchika both kicked in and did a decent chunk of damage. Woo! I won! Ho ho ho! It's honestly refreshing to play decks like Trickstar in formats where you're not getting immediately destroyed by Malice or full-powered Blue Eyes. Trickstars have always been one of my favorite pet decks, right up next to Dogmatika, and getting to actually play them was really fun. I run a 40-card build that's generally pretty consistent, especially with Light Stage being off the ban list. Playing a deck that is more battle and burn focused is a nice change of pace, and not too many players expect the sudden chunks of damage Trickstars can dish out. Maybe you might want to give Trickstars a try. Anyways, bye bye!